If you want all the notes spelled out without actually having to read the music, you can get my graph staff by going onto my page and clicking the link. But so far, this is what you've got. If you've been following along, you've got the intro. And that's where you are. And then we're ready to start the verses. It's 9 o'clock on a... Okay, so the verses are just like the intro. We play the C with the left hand and the right hand, followed by an E and G twice. It's 9. Just like the beginning, we move to a B in the left hand and the right hand. And now we're playing B, and then D and G twice. It's 9 o'clock on. And then just like in the beginning intro, you move your thumb underneath your index finger in your left hand to play that A. And you also play an A in your right hand with a C and F twice. And then G in your left hand at the same time that you play G in your right hand with a C and an E. So now you've got, it's 9 o'clock on a Saturday. And then your left hand, you go to an F, just like the beginning. And you play A, C, F twice. And just like in the beginning, you play the E and G, C, E twice. So right there, those three measures are exactly like the intro, right? So you've got, it's 9 o'clock on a Saturday. The regular crowd shuffles. Now, here's where it gets a little different. In your left hand, you're going to play a D octave. In your right hand, you're going to play a C, D, and G flat on the one beat. And then on the 2-3, you're going to play a E and A at the same time. So you've got 1, 2, 3. And then your left hand, you're going to move up your pinky from this D to this G, so that you're playing a G and a D. And in your right hand, you're going to play A and D together. And then you're going to play a B with your middle finger in your left hand. So that's so really slowly, and that little move, that little where that's a thing a lot of piano players do. So you should get in the habit of playing that, or being able to do that with your fingers, where you play two notes with like your index finger and your pinky, and then it's like a little turn, And throughout this song, he plays kind of two of those turns, right? He plays one where he goes. He plays another one where he goes. But we'll get to that later. but there's two different ones that he uses in this song, you know. So really slowly on the verse, you've got, it's 9 o'clock on a Saturday. The regular crowd shuffles in. I'm going to do that even slower. I won't sing this time just so you can see. More time, just because I know that's the first time we've had a real change. I'm going to do it as slow as I possibly humanly can. Of course, I messed up a little bit when I did that. That's why I was telling you, this song's hard to teach. It's hard to slow down. Let me do that one more time for you. Or just the part where it goes to the D. And you just have to keep practicing that over and over. If you're having a hard time, if it's not, then obviously you don't. You think, man, what does he think? I'm stupid? But this is for people who are just beginners that want to play this song. If you're a professional, you know, what are you doing here anyway, right? So you just keep working up your speed until you can play. The regular crowd shovels in. Okay? So that's the first part. So he goes, it's 9 o'clock on a Saturday. The regular crowd shuffles in. There's an, and that's when there's an old man, he plays it over again. Old man, same thing, sitting next to me, making love. And just like the second time when you're doing the intro, instead of going down to the E again, you come back up to the G and play the A, C, F again. To his tonic and gin. Yeah, when he goes to the tonic and gin, you play a C octave and then a C, E, G twice. And then hit the C again and the C twice. So, from the beginning of the first verse, you've got, it's 9 o'clock on a Saturday. The regular crowd shuffles in. There's an old man sitting next to me, making love to his tonic and gin. And then it goes back into, just like you're starting the intro or the verse again. F, then you play that A, C, F chord again, G, A, C, F again, and then back to this C octave, and then in this C, E, G. And then you play the C octave again, and you play C, F, A, kind of like a build-up. He says, before going into the next verse, about can you play me a memory? So that's what I say when, you know, there's just all, it's all the same chords, but he just keeps adding in all these little turnarounds that you have to memorize and get used to between it. So that's how that, you know, from the first verse, it's 9 o'clock on a Saturday. The regular crowd shuffles in. There's an old man sitting next to me, making love to his tonic and gin. He says, and he goes right back into the verse. He says, son, can you play me? Exact same memory. I'm not really sure how it goes. Same little turnaround here again. So, second verse, same exact as the first, right? So he's playing that. That D thing, I'm sorry, just like the first verse. But it's sad and it's sweet, and I knew it complete when I wore a younger man's. So just like at the end of the first half of the first verse, the second half of the first verse, the second half of this verse has, you know, he goes, instead of going down to the E, he goes from the F to the G, playing this A, C, F twice. And then we go into the la-di-da stuff. So even though I'm sure you already have this, and I'm just over teaching it, I'm going to take you from the very beginning of the song really slowly, just really slowly, painfully slowly. So if you've already got it and you want to move on, go on to either the next part or next video, depending on how I've got it edited. But this is just for you who are, you know, beginners at piano and you want to desperately learn this song. So I'm going to do it from the intro all the way through the first verse up to this point where we get to the la-di-da, okay? But really slow. It's 9 o'clock on a Saturday. The regular crowd shuffles in. There's an old man sitting next to me, making love to his tonic and He says, son, can you play me a memory? I'm not really sure how it goes, but it's sad and it's sweet, and I knew it complete when I wore a younger man's clothes. Now on this one, this is where you go. So it's a little different there. Going into the la-di-da